That's the most I can get away with. There we go. Oh. Kufa versus Dong. I mean, he said he wanted to beat a Korean team on dive. He'll get his first shot. Gotta go to work. Have fun, son. Do I think? Occasionally. You know, I try and get 1 or 2 thoughts in a day. The cats are modding? Alright. Best behaviour. Today is cerebral, yeah. I've spent the whole week being very non-cerebral, so I can save all my cerebralness for today. Q&A enjoyers and get it. Yes, morning Hammer. Your sleep schedule is starting for this. It's all right. Only one more game until you get to see the Western teams. Oh, thank you, Hadouken King. Welcome back. 07. Is there a world where Wei are now just magically arse? They'll be worse for sure. I think you can't really understate how good Yu is on Genji, and the fact that they got to play Genji for so much of Stage 1. Obviously, they get Top Dragon instead. Top Dragon had a disappointing Stage 1. And I think I was very excited to see Top Dragon on Gen G. I thought, finally, Top Dragon, he's on a team where he's not just, leagues above all of his teammates and he has to play the hard carry role. He's now surrounded by a higher quality of player. Didn't really deliver. I'm happy that even though he's off Gen G, it's still a good team, right? They have Gultak as coach, good players, good team. Another chance for Top Dragon to prove himself. At a slightly higher level than he's shown before. So, excited for his debut here. Important for him to make something of this. I think after that disappointing stage with Gen G, try and climb his way back up the ladder, back into a salaried position. I don't think Poker Face are not favourites here. I show you the Poker Face roster. People are probably a little bit less familiar with Poker Face than others. But it's a decent enough team, Poker Face. I think Heiser only became eligible to play partway through Stage 1, but Pokerface did look better once he started playing. They've got Donghan added to the roster as well. So I think really Pokerface backline does look a little bit dodgy compared to the other caliber of teams we've seen so far in this tournament. But Heiser, Dart, Alien, Spin, I think these players are all decent. The problem is, and we'll talk about this quite a lot, I think, at the Hangzhou Major as well, because we're going to see a lot of Dive, a lot of Winston, a lot of Hazard, a lot of Anna. Really, I think, as much as everyone always likes to talk about the Winston, I think the biggest difference so often in these mirrors is backline. And I think that's why Fielder and Chiu have had so much success on these versions of the comps. This is why Crazy Raccoon, because they have Shu and Chirong, always do so well. So I think the backline is a big difference maker, and that is what's going to really hold Pokerface back in this type of meta more than anyone else, or more than anything else, rather. But Wei, who replaced who are you on Wei? Top Dragon. So a pretty good replacement, really. It feels about as good as Wei could do, given the situation, the fact that they're unsalaried, etc. First real test day. I always got like 5 minutes. We got plenty of time. Yeah, essentially ends up being a straight switch, yeah. Wish they got picked up. Yeah, for those who don't know, I think I might have mentioned it before, but I think during the sort of break between the end of Stage 1 regular season and and waiting for the major to start, obviously we've seen a few roster moves already. I think Wade did try to get picked up as a group. I think they were pretty keen to stay together. They enjoyed playing together. They enjoyed working together. So they wanted to just find a sponsorship for the whole team, but they couldn't find one. So invariably what happens then, if you're an unsalaried team that have done well or even overperformed expectations, all of a sudden, income for vultures with their bank accounts, their paychecks, and they're going to start picking pieces apart. They only lost Who Are You in the end, or at least so far. I think, to be fair, it looks like that might be all that they're going to lose. So I think Way haven't taken too much damage, but it's a shame they couldn't find a full sponsorship. But yeah, it's understandable, right? Understandable that with the partner teams involved, a lot of the big organizations that want to be involved in Overwatch are already involved. When do you think they'll announce the Esports World Cup slots? No idea. I wonder if, because there was always that talk. Do you remember right at the start of the season when there was that bit in the rulebook that talked about performance at certain majors will potentially influence the number of spots at future majors. So I don't know if we'll get something announced at the Hangzhou major where it's like, hey, if you're the region that finishes best at this event will get an extra spot at the Esports World Cup or something. Because even though, again, there's nothing official, I think everyone's expecting we're going to see more teams at the Esports World Cup than the other majors like we did last year. So even though it's now officially part of the OWCS calendar, I think we should still expect more teams. Where's Wamone? Just in limbo, unfortunately. No spots for Wamone. Who do I think will win the SOOP Cup? T1 probably our favourites, but I think, like when we talk T1, Nightmare, Virtus Pro, we can extend it to the Hangzhou Major, but I think you look at like Nightmare, Virtus Pro, SSG, Alcudsia, T1, Way, once again, throw them all in there of all around, like, they can all beat each other type game. That's sort of like, put them all in kind of the same tier. The exact ordering, obviously to be determined, but I think they're all within reaching distance of each other. But on paper, if I had to put money on it, I'd say I'm probably leaning T1's way. SSG not in this, no. There was only 2 spots for Western teams, so they prioritised the first seed from both regions. I think the esport is on the upswing. I think the partnership has helped. I think there'll be a big sort of testing ground. This is like our first year with partnerships. Is it actually worthwhile for the orgs? I think one piece of information we don't know, I think could be really interesting, is when all these orgs, like the T1s, the Falcons, Crazy Raccoon, Virtus Pro, when they all signed this partnership agreement, how long was that contract? Was it a 1-year agreement, or like one with like the ability to extend? Was it a 2-year deal, a 3-year deal? What was the level of commitment asked of orgs in this? Because the real test is going to be how many orgs do the partnership program and are like, yeah, great, tidy. We want to keep doing this. Yeah, Hydes are also very much like a good talent. He became eligible partway through stage 1 and was pretty impressive, as you know, as impressive as you can be on one of the sort of lower end Korean teams. But certainly seemed an improvement for Pokerface when he joined in. If Wade make it to Esports World Cup, I would think, yeah, for sure. I think what we'll see, similar to last year, remember when Esports World Cup happened last year, and we got orgs like Gaming Gladiators, and everyone just sort of turned up to sponsor Virtus Pro, and that's when they first entered the Overwatch scene. All sort of turn up for that. I think we'll see the same thing this year. If there's more spots of the Esports World Cup, as we all anticipate, orgs will come in, maybe only small, you know, or like a short period of time for like the Esports World Cup in a couple of months. But I think very much, we should expect it. And a team like Way, especially if they qualify, will put themselves in a great position to probably get one of the better of the orgs available. You think it'll be 1 year for sure? I think teams would be wary of it. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it was like there's like 1 year guarantee, and then if X, Y, and Z criteria are met, we'll extend it for another year or something like that, you know? So there's something that sort of extends the contract if certain goals are met from, I guess, Blizzard's side and from the partner's side. That would probably be like the safest way that the orgs would be most comfortable with. Hunter also cuts him. Yeah, it's a little bit Hunter's fault because originally Nightmare weren't sure if they were going to be here in time to play the SOOP Cup, so they asked SSG if they could play, and SSG were like, not sure if they could. And then by the time SSG figured out, yeah, we can, Nightmare had already come back and said yes. Alright, walkouts here. Way to start us off. Makarat bringing up the rear. Without Violet, Zeta's third spot is an AF for the taking. Yeah, maybe. I still feel like the core of that team is so good compared to that, but I know if T1, Proud and Donghack should be, and with Pidgey and skewed, I think the gap is closed for sure. For sure the gap is closed. A little bit dependent who, if Violet is replaced, who is that replacement?
아, 비슷해요. 예. 실제로 그리고 SPG가 약간 그 서울 다이너스티 시절 때부터 아카데미에 있던 선수들이 다 또 모여가지고 만들어진 팀이어가지고.
Would it still be a bunch of spots? Yeah, and I expect Esports World Cup to be big, and it's nothing official yet, but I think all the sort of murmurings are very much that we're going to get a bigger team in terms, or a bigger major in terms of number of teams there.
그렇게 되는군요.
Cloudy offered Violet spot on SRP, checkbook ghosted. Yeah, I don't know, like, there's no real rumours of where Violet is going. I know a lot of teams entertained the idea of, oh, Violet's available, you know. We said at the time, what team wouldn't be upgraded by Violet in the world? Is it just Crazy Raccoon and Falcons, right? They're the only two teams who wouldn't be upgraded by Violet. So I think a lot of teams have entertained the idea, but I don't know if anyone's actually taken it a step further or entered into any kind of negotiation. Oh, thank you, Goatmans. Sax League Lions to Zeta. Yeah. We can rule out one player then. Even more teams than last year? No, I don't think more teams than last year, but I think more teams than the other majors. So, like, if we get 16 or something, I wouldn't be surprised. I reckon at least 12, hopefully 16. Morning, Cat. I hear it's snowing in Finland. I mean, to be fair as well, with the nature of Overwatch, I don't think you actually really want to go above 16 teams that much. I feel like if you go above 16 teams, you just end up with a lot of bums. No offense to the 16 to 32 teams, but it would actually be bum central and we'd get a lot of probably not so interesting games. I think, yeah, 16, really good. Alright, interviews here.
네, 오늘의 두 번째 경기 웨이와 포커페이스의 경기 시작 전 각 팀의 대표분들과 함께 인터뷰 진행해 보도록 하겠습니다. 자, 먼저 웨이 팀 만나볼게요.
Tired of this? But next week it's double digits. Yeah, it's meant to be 20 degrees today. 20 degrees. So we are living the dream at least for a few days. Word on the street is going to rain. I don't know why I've said word on the street. Word on the street, guys. It might rain on Wednesday. Get that posted to competitive Overwatch subreddit right now. Might rain on Wednesday in the UK.
많은 팬분들이 기대를 하고 계시는데요. 특히 이번에 탑 드래곤 선수를 영입하면서 변경된 로스터 새로운
Dildax or Pokerface? I think Pokerface have got it. Dart ahead by trade. I think though, because Dildax are obviously going to play the promotion relegation games on Sunday, and the first round of each of those promotion relegation is going to be not on broadcast. But I think I'm going to do the Dildax game for NA, so you'll get your Dildax fill.
지난번 확실히 성장한 모습을 보여주면서 유망주라는 타이틀에 맞게 매번 성장하는 모습을
I think they should do 4 Korea, 1 Japan, 1 Pacific, 2 China for it. Yeah, I can get behind that. I get behind that for sure. Maybe you could do like maybe with Japan and Pacific you could combine it and it's just the top 3 from Japan Pacific combined. I don't know how that would really work with WCS bow necessarily,
저희가
but
이제 지난
yeah.
대회에서 처음으로 이제
But maybe just like top 4 from all regions is it's like the easiest way to divide it up if there's 16, isn't there?
처음 대회를 하다 보니까 의상대로 조금 무기력하게 패배했던 것 같은데 이번에는 조금 그러지 않도록 선수들도 이제 조금 어느 정도 자신감 가지고 있는 것 같습니다.
오, 확실히 다져진 포커페이스 팀 오늘 경기
And he deserves 4. I think yeah, I think you just give 4 spots. 4 spots across the board feels fairest. If China gets 4 slots and Pacific gets 0, I'll kill myself. Jesus. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they I think just 4 for each region, and then like Korea and Asia are still combined. Obviously it does screw over Pacific and Japan a lot, but I think that's our best way to get the best selection of teams there, or at least the fairest way. Or maybe they do something like, what if they did like 3 for each region? So 3 for Korea, 3 for China, 3 for NA, 3 for EMEA, and then there's 1 for Japan, 1 for Pacific, and then the 16th spot goes to the region that wins the major. So then one region gets an extra 1 and, you know, something like that. And then inevitably it'll probably be Korea, and Korea will get 4. But maybe that ends up being the... I'm still 1 short. Wait, 3, 3, 3, 3. That's 12. Oh yeah, then 1 Pacific, 1 Japan. Yeah, maybe there's 2 spots then, right? Yeah, they could... I guess you could always give... You could give, like, an extra spot to the 2 regions with the highest placing team. So if, say, it's Korea, let's say EMEA, then 1 spot goes to Korea, 1 spot goes to EMEA, and that's how they do the extra spots. Brazil, yeah, the problem is there's no real scene in Brazil. Like, it's not part of OWCS, so I think it's much harder to justify, like, bringing them into the fold. You want the drops? Yeah, I know. I don't know why. We'll have drops next weekend for Hangzhou. If in doubt, give an extra slot to Korea is normally a good bet. Do you know if the orgs are aware of a planned release date for the team skins, or is this an undetermined date in the future? I don't know a date. I know, because obviously I know a few people have asked, like, we've been waiting a while, right, in terms of the announcement of the partnerships and the org skins to actually seeing anything. But I know the plan was always that it would take a while, so I don't think none of the orgs are, like, surprised they're still not here. I think they've seen, like, some early versions and stuff, so I think we're getting much closer. But I don't know if like, there's been any date locked in or anything like that. How did T1 versus Onside Gaming go? Yeah, dominant from T1. Dominant from T1. China major, maybe they reveal. Yeah, what I would hope for is probably a little bit unrealistic if they get released at the Hangzhou major. But maybe they could do if they do a reveal at the Hangzhou major, like even these aren't for sale yet, coming soon. But here's your first look at the skins for all the partner teams or something. I think something like that would be really cool. Like a nice little teaser or something. If Overwatch World Cup comes back, how is the schedule going to work? Don't know. They'll just kind of shove it in, right? Because if they bring it back, it's going to be at BlizzCon, right? And what did they announce the dates for BlizzCon yet? Are they before or after the Stockholm Major? I guess that's a key question. Because if it's after the Major, no problem. The Major's pretty late, right? It's like the end of November. Oh, is it next year? Oh, okay. Don't need to worry about it for... Oh, yeah, it's 2026, isn't it? Oh, okay, yeah. Alright. I guess that at least gives them room to then build... If there is going to be an Overwatch World Cup, then what will actually... The indicator will be the... it will be the calendar reveal, right? When we get the 2026 schedule. If there's a suspicious gap around sort of September of a month before, maybe that's a little bit of an indicator of what's in store.
많이 쌓았었고 또 익숙하니까요, 포커페이스에서도.
승부 예측은 72대 28이 나왔습니다.
일단 오늘 전반적으로 이
You would buy team weapon skins in a heartbeat? Yeah, have they announced anything yet? Because what would be really cool is like the weapon charms, right? Just a little like SSG weapon charm or something.
그 기준으로 보면
Do I read YouTube chat? I do. I know there's a pretty low chance, but I would love to see Violet in NA or EU. Yeah, I don't think there's a 0% chance.
뒤집을 필요가 있어요.
Because I don't know where else he would go in Korea.
그동안에 이제 성장을 좀 많이 해왔었기
Maybe after all this fuss and all that, he just ends up staying and was no better option, but... Would I get an SSG Winston skin? I'd get an SSG Winston skin. The only problem with me getting an SSG Winston skin is it'd be... People would just get confused all the time and think Kellen was playing on my PC, you know? That would be the biggest problem, but we can work around it.
그런 것들이 알게 모르게 또 이제 상팀 입장에서도 머릿속에 있었을 거기 때문에 볼 빼고 한번 해봐라 라고 얘기를 하는 것 같아요.
각각 저격배는 느낌도 있습니다.
네.
레킹볼은 뭐 밀가루 선수를 좀 저격하고
Imagine 3 regular seasons, 3 majors, World Cup qualification matches from March, and World Cup is in September. Yeah, I mean, it would be a packed schedule, right? They definitely wouldn't once you primal. Swaggy Alex is just spreading disinformation in chat. Just play ball, and then we know it's not Kellen. Come on. I mean, you guys, I don't think I've ever played Wrecking Ball. But straightforward hero, right? Can't be that hard. Who could be so hard? Just roll around, boop some stuff. Can't be that hard. Alright. Winner of this, gonna play versus Pro. Loser just gets eliminated. Top Dragon debut for Wei, Lijiang Tower. Farah has been banned. Ball has been banned. Obviously, Milgaru got a ball in his back pocket, so Poker Face. It probably won't have been too much of a problem on Control Center, but they don't want to run into that on any of the other stages either. So it's going to be Ram versus Hazard here. May for Top Dragon. Wall and Nade is good. Deflect out from Spin. 1 HP. But survives. All the space for Wei early on. They're running Lucio Anna here with not of a traditional backline, but Anna's just so good into all these compositions right now. Spin's going to try and retake some of the space on White. Bit of an off angle here as well. Spin now going to approach from the left. Heiser is a little bit separated in White. Going to be a wide swing from Alien now onto the coast, and they don't have to take this fight in White now with this coast angle. They can just force point, but Heiser and Spin, they've doubled in. Alien had a very wide angle, but couldn't find anything. And yeah, Alien's going to take the reset. He knew aid was coming for him. We'll get a late kill onto Vianna as well. First fight going the way of Wei, and I fall into my first word trap of the day. Aid nearly has a high noon as well. Early dink. Doesn't find anything. Going to mark for Coast now as well. Flashbang comes out. Spin still has deflect. Aid commits to this one here. Rolls back in, but the disruptor shot kills him. Aid a bit too aggressive on that flank. Gets punished. Top Dragon's holding the other flank, but he has to back it up. And Wei are all in different spots for Nade onto the Ramattra. And while we talk a lot about, you know, tank matchups, the Ram and the Hazard is a pretty even matchup. But the Nades will be the big different factor. Remember, Ram has some counterplay to the Nade. You know, can shield it, can use Form to survive it. But the Hazard doesn't have as much either. Can only leap away from it, but both very inconsistent ways to dodge and protect yourself against Nade. So lots of Nade value. Mac has got the earlier nano as well. Sleep onto Milgaru as Aid swings with this high noon. Trying to bully this Hazard out of position. Trying to find the angle. Heiser's trying to DP. He's so low. No ult to bail him out of that one. Poker Face so close but so far to those. And a very quick retake off the back of that high noon. Wei will be buzzing about that one. Late kills, flashbang hits as well. Aid looking good for it on the cast. Poker Face will be forced to retake again. Aid is going to go mark this coast. Has to be careful. Got punished here on this position last time. Nano's available for both. There's even a Nano Blade option if they really want. Nade hits Poker Face early. They've got a coast flank as they come through main as well. Blizzard onto Heiser. He is locked up. Beat over the top. No chance for Heiser. They have Nano Bladed during all of this. With a beat is protecting from a lot of it. Elysium still in trouble. But not enough trouble. Nano Blade invested. Fight lost here for Poker Face. Needed even more than that, but Blizzard did everything for Top Dragon at the choke. Now it's going to be a Ray retake. Still ult advantage for Poker Face. Way have the annihilation of a High Noon, but really what you want to do, I think, if you're Raid, is you want to use this High Noon quite far back, just try and counter out the Ray by force him to use it slowly, but they are all over him with that Ray. It's for Ray from Coast, actually, so Spin connected immediately. Goes for the trade here, Milgaru, but the Ray damage is just too much. And they cracked it open thanks to that Ray. Caro actually went Coast initially with Spin to get that initial side, win that initial side fight, get the space on that map. Also allows him to drop the Ray way more aggressively, rather than dropping it at the choke and having to be a long way away from that High Noon, when that High Noon can make it awfully hard to walk forward with the Ray. They're right on top of him, so they just burst down that cast, no problem. Now they have Overclock, and they might not even need it, because Aliens just found them an opening pick. That'll be a quick next fight. Both players need to win the remainder of the fight, so they can't afford to give away the point. But a nice freebie there onto Maka, and they've still got this Overclock for the next fight. We're going to have to wait for their next big bank of ultimates. Overclock available for Alien when he sees the opportunity. There we go, body shot onto Cass, finishes that one too. Slide in, looking for the Ana, one shot too. Clean one for Alien, a bit of point pressure coming out. Top Dragon's going to get slept as well. The Overclock will finish off all of these. And a clean one for Pokerface. Not quite at their ults yet, Way. They'll have one more attempt at this retake. They are getting very close to the Nano, very close to the Blizzard. Missing has the Nano, nearly another Nano Blade. Last time they Nano Bladed, obviously Lee Min was able to get the beat off, counter all of that out. This time, Lee Min nowhere near that beat. So Pokerface, if they can get to this Overclock, they'll be in a good position. Slow onto Alien as Milgaru tries to walk forward. They are all over him. The nade connects. It's a Nano onto Aid instead. They need him to find some work. He's found a kill onto Missing. Oh, Mac is going to find the trade and the Nano Cass. Just so much. A Blizzard comes out as well. All right, Heiser, down he goes. No chance at extending the overtime there. Top Dragon just takes a nice, easy Blizzard. No cooldown hazard. And Aid plowing forward. Finds the kills. Way win what was a pretty tight fought control center in the end.
근데 됐죠.
예, 본인이 쏴서 이겼어요.
물론 킬은 성광탄으로.
You heard Max is in the audience today?
뭐 앞쪽에 설계도
I'll keep
물론
my eyes
좋았습니다만
peeled.
마지막은 좀 세하긴 했거든요. 스피드 용검 도는 턴이라서 되게 위험해.
And really, Milgaru was having. We saw some of the difficulties of the Ram fighting into the Ana. The sleep really punishes you. The nade stops you getting value out of your form timing. Lots of the Ana really powerful into the Ram.
성광탄을 어떤 식으로 쓰느냐에 따라
Nice overclocks from Aiden, all of this. Now we're going over onto the Winston. Aiden's going to keep playing the Cass. Cass matches up pretty nicely into a lot of these heroes from Pokerface. It's just whether they can keep Aid alive through the initial dive. If they do that, Aid can really take over, but they are all over him. Roll into the house. They stabilize inside. Milgaru just marks the choke. Tries to deny that nade follow-up. Aid is trying to keep his eyes everywhere. Echo is on the coast. Wants to push that. Flashbang out. Spin is low. Aid cleans up one. Now he turns his attention to the Winston. Planning the hammer. Rolling into him. Lots of pressure. Yep, just right clicks for days. Following Heiser around. Banning that hammer. Complete control of the choke. Quick couple of fights there for him. Obviously gets, I presume has he got the gunslinger perk? Oh, he's actually got the double flashbang perk as opposed to gunslinger, so an interesting choice from Aid. Sleep onto Heiser and he's booped off the map though, so... Easy kill onto Heiser there. Bit of extra ult charge for Lee Min as a result too. And they are pinned in spawn now, Pokerface. Aid holding aggressively, has for High Noon as well. No ults to speak of for Pokerface, so we're going to have to do it the hard way. But right now, they're not even getting to the ult part of the game. They're just struggling to contain Aid. Space at the choke. Nade is a miss from Missing. Speed ring available. Spin's going to take some space on point. Aid is marking that. Hits 3 shots, but not quite the final blow. Ana is pinned back far on spawn. They're trying to force point. Heiser's going to go over to point now as well. Nano is available now from Missing. Back is going to get his up as well. Top Dragon, just a defensive bubble on point. You see Alien's taking a long flank behind trying to get on the Ana. The Nano trade comes in. Defensive Nano onto Aid. He drops for High Noon as well. Top Dragon catches for low Echo. They are all low on the bridge. Top Dragon cleans up too. We'll take the Tracer down as well. There we go. Clean up for Top Dragon and wait in complete control once we're on the Winston version here.
99가 되더라도 한 번만
Aid really taken over.
아,
그게 아니면 끝나요 이거.
근데 이숨이 지금 집결어 왔고요.
이게 아나를 복제해가지고 실백 터뜨리는 것도 가능하고 아니면 더블 트레로 그냥 점프타임을 때려잡는 거.
예.
이런 게
Aid
나와야 돼.
keeping the pressure up. Rally to deal with this next push, but they do have the Ray carry here. So if he's able to drop this Ray aggressively, get into a meaningful position with it, the rally can only really be used to try and live. Hard to push into that unless you go really early. Nade comes through, catches a lot of them. Ray over top, and Aid gets deleted. Good nade from Missing. Hydra's got the primal still going. Will be slept up by Maka, but Hydra is about to wake up, and now Maka is in big trouble trying to get out the door. Can't get out the door. They'll clean up Milgaro on point, who chooses to hold his primal. Rally was invested there, but we talked about how Rally into Ray, it can work if you're really aggressive, you get a good bash onto the Juno as she tries to cast it or something, and you have a chance to one-shot her before that Ray can really come into play. But if the Ray gets going, the Ray will just beat most ults in the game. Way now looking for the retake. Primal to kick it off. Spin has the copy here. Flying all the way in. Six come out. Copy onto the cast. Slept up. Woken up immediately though. Flashbang through. Maka will die for that one. Milgaru still has the Primal if he wants to commit. At least he has traded Hyzer for it. Too many kills on Milgaru, I think. Go. Top Dragon's actually made this into a bit of a fight. Milgaru is still going. He has the Primal to chase this backline. If Top Dragon's ready to go, the two of them can maybe just go for it. Top Dragon's on point. Milgaru, once he can go, they're playing it a little bit slow, just playing through point. They've got the flip. Now it comes out. Sleep has been avoided by Milgaru. He's going to be all over this. Anna, Missing is taking a ride. He's getting booped left. He's getting booped right. Backline has died. High Noon on point for Aid. He's got a nano boost as well. Nowhere to go for Hyzer. And that'll be Way taking the first map.
웨이입니다.
저게 거점 지키겠다고 에코 던져놓고 그거 케어하려고 안아주노가 앞으로 땡기면 상대의 원시의 분노가 있는 리스펙트 빨려서 터지니까.
Bulltack and Peppy out, but nice and easy for the Way boys once we got over to Garden.
아, 결국엔 수면총 피하고 난 다음에 갈감 무너내고 결과적으로 그 그림을 만든 거는 탑드래곤이었고요.
Top Dragon back? Yeah, I mean, it's been a pretty comfortable debut, right? But his May was good, both Blizzards good. There, they were dominant, right? But he was getting everything done in the Tracer, won all of these side fights, got a lot of the cleanup. Nice and easy. Top Dragon already on the team? Yeah, he joined Way to replace Who Are You.
첫인상 합격이죠 이거면.
Top Dragon looking good when he's playing with an actual hit scan player and attack is a name bag. Interesting. Crazy how the best cast players pick the Deadeye perk because the staggered fan is literally a nerf. Yeah, you need it on like the scroll wheel or something to even make it viable. But yeah. I'm interested because I thought obviously he's only seen like a bit of we're going to see more casts, but it's only just come in. But I'm surprised he actually went for the double flashbang perk. I feel like the Gunslinger one. The Gunslinger is the one where every time you hit a headshot, it reduces. What's the exact one? Is it just one headshot reduces your roll? Yeah, critical hits reduce the roll cooldown by 3. Yeah, so yeah, I would have thought we would have seen more of that, especially in these, like you're playing these sort of like Divia competitions against Winston Hazard. I would have thought you would have just been using that one, but the double flashbang, I mean, it worked, right? I guess it did work. Who does Gultak coach if Nightmare and Way go to the grand final? He's going to coach against himself. Replay here, a lot of them going to be aid-based replays. I only pick the scroll perk when I'm playing comp. It's so annoying, especially because one scroll often is enough. Oh, really? You have to like spam it to get it all out. I guess it's really awkward. It's just, I guess, like a uncommon, whatever you call it, like hand movement, where you're trying to also, you're scrolling and you're also trying to play with the recoil or the recoil as well. Could be a mispick. Yeah, it could be a mispick. We'll keep an eye on it for next one because I think this won't be the last cast we see. You have to roll up and down while also moving the mouse. Yeah. Yeah, it just feels like it's not conducive to being able to do what you want. Well, the High Noon perk it's just passive value as well, right? You don't have to think about it too much. You'll just get it back. Did I miss a team playing Dive on Circuit Royale? Yeah, T1, they played Doomfist on the attack. When they, the enemy team on side, they played like a Zen and a Sigma, really trying to overpower the Ram in that front line. But when T1 saw it, they just went, oh, we're just going to go Doomfist Genji instead. Cheers. I think they should add a perk that makes Cass shout yeehaw when they fan the hammer. Alright, get this guy in the developer team right now. Wouldn't mind a version of a perk where it's like Diva's heavy rockets, where it's like you get less bullets but they're bigger. Or yeah, there's like a yeah. You know, hit scan's always a hit scan's a weird one for perks just because like, there's not too much. Cass is a pretty basic character, right? In terms of... You see, he's a cowboy. He's got a gun. And then what he does is he shoots for gun. He can even do a little barrel roll, too. It's all just... There's not, like, too many things to really tweak to make it, or change that make it as interesting. Even his flashbang is just... What if there were two? It's not, yeah. Yeah, or you just do stuff now, like, because a lot of Ashes feel like all of Ashes are just number upgrades, right? Like, bigger boot gets bullets back when she shoots, you know? Or when she hits shots, or when the dynamite hits. Give him a horse! Finally! Andy, where were you when they invented perks? Give him a horse! He can't roll anymore to reduce damage, but he has a horse, which increases his base movement speed. I think the white hat perk should put a white hat on Sombra's head. Okay, yeah. And you can see the hat at all times, even if she's invisible as well. Fuck Hanzo riding Rissa, put Cass on the horsey. You want Hanzo to ride Rissa? I feel like that's like what do they call it in Marvel Rivals? But like team up perks? Or whatever they call it, the team up type stuff where like heroes can do special things together. Make all tanks rideable. Oh, Donghun coming in for carry. Maybe expecting a bit of brig here. They call it team up. It's in the April. Is it? Can only Hanzo do it?
포커페이스가 원래 동훈 미신 이쪽으로 좀 합을 계속해서 맞춰왔었기 때문에 콜에 대한 부분도 아무래도 좀
only Hanzo? I feel just let everyone ride for tanks. Why not?
에다가 뭐 바티스트 같은 것들도 가능하고 요즘에 워낙에 아나가 밸류가 높아가지고 아나브리 쪽으로 무난하게 갈 수도 있습니다.
근데 요즘이 아니라 계속 그러지 않았어요? 아나는? 떨어지지가 않는 것 같아요.
파라 어머님 적당히 하세요. 네, 언제까지 하시려고?
아니 그래서 블리자드에서
Give him a lasso? You mean like a Roadhog style hook?
그 조정이 들어가긴 하는데.
Which tank would I ride first? Winston, obviously, so I can jump.
확실히 근데 지난번에 OWCS에서 좋은 모습을 보여줬다 보니 팬이 진짜 많이 늘었어요. 웨이가 진짜 팬이
Nightmare's showing their stay in Korea.
드래곤이 탑으로 이끈다.
Let's see, where's my browser?
웨이컵 우승기원. 와, SPG 유니폼이죠?
How tall? Wait, let me turn this down. Hunter nailed this last time, so I don't know who they're gonna get to do it.
Come join me for a house tour in Seoul, South Korea.
Come on, Clear.
Here we have our beautiful garden. Might enjoy some nice traditional South Korean breakfast out here, who knows? I think we saw some stray cats earlier as well. Might befriend some of those while we're here, who knows? Say hello, team. Here's the living room. Nice
Wheaton UV.
kitchen. Very old-timey vibes out there. Over here we got the kids' room, which I have of course claimed myself being the shortest member of the team. That was only fair. Nice and pink.
An actual clown tent.
Shower as well over there.
Hello, hello.
Over here we also have a sink with a bathroom, but you're probably not interested in that. Let's go to the more exciting part.
Oh, is Admiral the cameraman?
I just took a fetch dookie.
No, for the vlog.
It is Dennis.
We go to the upstairs unit. We have the bathroom that fat Yuki was taken in, so we probably wouldn't go there. Nice little, again, seating area. Nice view out here as well. We could probably go out there later.
Oh, we got a nice little balcony.
With an amazing bathtub. We don't want to break the door. Cut that part out of the vlog. And here we have an amazing, I mean, just look at this.
Oh wow, a bathroom with a view?
Here, and this is your view.
Oh, look, having a bath with that bath with a nice little view.
Probably beating SSG, but we already did that, so. Moving on out, we can actually go outside here. We have a nice shortcut onto the balcony.
That's pretty nice. Have a nice relaxing bath.
And I mean, come on.
Little bev in the
Welcome to
bath.
Seoul, baby.
Get relaxed and then go chill on the balcony.
Really take it in, take it in. Really not much else I can say other than that. I mean, isn't this life amazing? And yeah, that's pretty much it for the house tour. Thank you guys for watching.
Oh.
And see you at the Soup Cup.
Nice little house tour, that. That's a decent place, isn't it? Oh, and we're just in time for Route 66. That's lined up perfectly. Clear for true tourists. I mean, yeah. Unter had more jokes, but the place is nicer than the one they had last time. Or not last time, but for the one Unter did. Alright, ban-wise, Cass has been banned, Zen has been banned on the side of way. We've also gone to Route 66, Pokerface's pick, Donghun subbed in. Feels like they want to be lining up to play dive. They don't want Cass to be available. Aid was obviously going off a lot on that. Seems reasonable enough. Way on the other hand, they still have to pick for composition. They're going to play. But a few different options. Widow out spawn from Aid, just seeing if he can get a cheeky pick. But Donghun, forgetting his lessons from school, but he's kept his shield up. And looks like we're just going to get a good old... Oh, it's a sleep onto Heiser. He does get woken up on the way down, though, so we'll survive that one. And we are just in a Winston and a Brig mirror. Alien on the Ashe, holding up on that high ground. Aid going to be on the Sojin here. A little bit more mobility. A little bit more survivability as they try and get meaningful position on this choke. Initial bubble on the choke. It's a counter jump by Heiser and a counter bubble. They're going to try and drop and punish that Winston. Nade catches Top Dragon, forces a recall. Doesn't catch Milgaru, most importantly. They've got the payload moving. Milgaru jumps up again, but Alien is not contained by that. He's going to swing the other side of the bubble. Kills Maka as he tries to swing. And now he's dropping, looking to punish these players underneath. Top Dragon's actually found a kill. They need to deal with this Winston. They'll deal with this Winston. Have to be careful not to give any more trades. Missing is awfully low. Great trade from Top Dragon here. Can't take down Alien, but he has more than done enough. That is 2 backline kills from Way, so even though it's a scrappy fight, Pokerface's backline have to walk all the way, so they're going to have to concede a lot of space here, Pokerface. Slightly quicker nano charge from Missing, 2 and all of that. A bit of space for Way to work with on the second point. You can see Donghun, or sorry, Lee Min already up on point. Winston's will meet head-to-head. Heiser's already down to half HP. They're just going to push that advantage. Bubble comes down. Alien's been forced back as they come into the high ground. Top Dragon's pulse bomb is out. Connects onto Heiser as well. Aid with a power position up top now. Tracer's trading cooldowns on the left. Whip shot is good, actually. The backline holds, but Aid has found another kill. Missiv's pushing Aid, though he's taking care of it himself. And the backline from Pokerface for on an old adventure. They're stabilizing underneath. The cap's gone through, though. Oh, the backline did really everything they could there. They dealt with that high ground pressure. The 2 early picks from Aid, the pulse bomb onto the Winston, just meant their ability to contest the car is gone. Quick first point for Way, and they'll start taking some space on second. They'll have Nano rally. They'll have basically everything they want to throw into this. Early bubble onto Spin, trying to force his cooldowns out. Doesn't find anything from that Milgaru, but the payload's still just moving for free, so nothing really lost for it. Full rail for Aid, trying to peek this Tracer. Pulse bomb is missed. Nothing for Spin. Nade comes out, doesn't want to have to use the nano on the back jump. Uses the nano now onto Aid. It's a nano overclock into the air, booped up by the Bob. Bob has been slept. He's got just a pixel. Gravity defying Bob as Aid's going to swing late with the nano clock. 1 attempt and he hits it onto Missing. Perfect pick for him. Primal's come out from Milgaru all the meanwhile. They need more kills, though. They're going to land on the back line now. Alien is still trying to swing. It's an aggressive rally coming out. Defensive rally from Lee Soo-min to match it. A just found another picture with all of this. Primal into it. He's swinging onto everyone, but the bash is good. Lee Soo-min is booped in one more time. He's so low, he will go down. Hyde's just got so much cleave, but there's too many members of Way there. And Aid, 3 kills for him in that melee as well. And he is taking over here. He's going to walk up. Happy to camp this choke. And Pokerface having a hard time dealing with him right now. Continues to hold close up to a full rail. Backs up to the high ground. Disruptor shot at the choke. Awfully low. We'll slow it down. Donkin's actually out here on the left. Helping pocket his Tracer out as they try and take some of the side space. Hyzer comes out main. Top Dragon's going to go try and run into on the left. Spitfire has found his way into the back line. Aid forced off the high ground. Nade is good from missing onto Maka. Now he's going to turn his attention to the Brig. Brig is low too. Shield up. Maka and Lee Soo-min trying to live, but the Winston Tracer are still coming for him. There's a Brig involved in there as well. Backline will fall. They'll clean up the rest of the kills as a result too. And Pokerface get an important stabilization fight. A little bit shy of ultimates too. We'll be hoping to get this Bob up for the next fight. Then next time Way come forward with their nano push, there'll be a Bob to respond to it with. Could be a nano overclock as well. Aid only needs 20-odd%. And he was pretty deadly with it last time. Trying to come out this top right-hand side. Hyder's going to jump onto them now. Defensive nano onto Aid. Doesn't have the overclock just yet. Has a full rail. Shields up. Will challenge the Ash on the high ground. Alien is there. Aid gets it as he falls down. Top Dragon's won the Tracer battle on point as well. Soundless payload is moving. And Pokerface, they don't quite have the ults. They need to touch. Hyzer has to make the move. Half HP. Desperate for his ultimate. Nano onto Hyzer. Donkin doesn't quite have the rally yet. Still needs 30%. Aid is pushing him with the overclock. Backline deleted. Hyzer is now all alone on point. He has the Primal if he really feels he can clutch, but he doesn't. And second point goes in favor of Way.
3.5등으로? 3.5등? 이쯤 되면 본인이 보여주고 있는 거거든요. 그러니까요. 네. 그리고 이 선수가 영웅폭도 굉장히
Been one from Way so far, and really it's all just off the back of Aid's success. Nade onto Milgaro, he has to jump out. 3 bars of HP, lives. Pokerface get a bit of space and they can hold it in this next corner. But it's going to be a rally and Primal coming back round. Aid will be forced back. Double slide, both committed. There's a Tracer behind as well. Primal in the front as well. Lee Soo-min's been separated from his backline. They don't commit for that kill, actually. Hyzer was worried about the sleep. Comes back in, slept on his way out. He's half HP. They might be able to one-shot him here. Not quite. Milgaro's dropped his own Primal. He's onto the Ana. No kills, no separation, so both Primals find nothing. Nano boost for Maka available if they want to keep going. Bob's going to come out. Hyzer kills Aid on that jump. Support ult's not invested. Way are not going to try and clutch this one. Aid goes down early. They save their ults for the next fight. And the Bob will seal the deal. Pokerface looking for a couple of late kills onto the backline. Should claim all of them. And Way will be forced to retake this one fully. They'll have double support ult with which to do it. And Nano in the direction of Hyzer. A rally if they get in trouble. Rally v rally, slight Nano advantage. Missing will catch up quickly on that, so expect him to get this Nano mid-fight. Spin's going to have his recall forced early. Has to sort of dart out of there. Used all of his cooldowns. So Spin, a bit of downtime. Alien's going to miss it. The Dynamite does hit the coach gun. Backs it up. Nano comes through now onto Milgaro. Leaped onto the backline. Whip shot is good from Donkin. Hasn't had to use for rally yet. Down to half HP as they all DP. Whip shot misses. There's a chance for Milgaro to go. But doesn't have a Primal. Doesn't have a Nano now. Conceded a few meters. Donkin pops for rally. Pulls bomb out onto the shield. Lee Soo-min in all sorts of bother. He bashes backwards. He somehow lives. Milgaro not so fortunate. Donkin's rally ends up finding the value they need. Commits onto that one. Hyzer is awfully low. Tries to live. Does live. Pokerface continue the hold. Late kill onto Lee Soo-min too. And they can set up. Now they've got Primal and Nano for this next one. 1 minute left on the clock. Way are starting to run out of time. They have the overclock to retake with, but you have to imagine as soon as they pop that overclock, Hyzer is going to take the Nano or take the Primal Rage. Just absolutely try and smother Aid here. Aid's trying to peek the corner. Top Dragon's found an angle and a pulse bomb. Wants to force this out of Hyzer. He's not popped his Primal. He gets the Nano boost now. He leaps in. Nade is good. Aid falls with that overclock. Great play from Missing. Nano just in time. Nade is good. Sleep onto the Tracer. The payload is quite far back though, so they will get another fight. Could do with not losing Milgaru late. Lots of pressure onto him. They really want the kill. Milgaru gets Primal, but he's going to save it, so they're going to have to rush in his last touch. Primal versus Primal. So not an unwinnable situation for Wei by any means, but still a long way to go on this third point. All eyes on the Primals. Spin's going to have his cooldowns forced out early before the fight again. Hyder's right there. Hyder might just keep pushing for this kill. He has the Primal to keep going. Spin's is with him. Spin has the Pulse Bomb. Aid has to slide forward. Just have the double slide. Pulse Bomb's a miss, but he gets pushed into Alien's line of sight. Now the Primal comes through. Backline is getting decimated now. All over Maka. Nowhere to go. Spin and Heiser, they find the opportunity. One more touch comes through from Milgaru, but he can't do anything. Whip shot perk to finish the job. And they get the hold on third point eventually. Not too bad. Not too bad for Pokerface. In terms of a third point was rock solid. Second point, first point especially. First point was probably the big one. They gave it over so quickly. But in these Anna Brig and these dive mirrors, especially Route 66, first point quite holdable, second point very holdable if you get these good ones. So plenty to work with here, Pokerface, as they go onto the full Winston Anna Brig mirror. And we talked a little bit about the importance in these mirrors that everyone talks about the Winston. But actually the backline can be the big difference maker. And I thought actually Donkin and Misson played that one really well. Looks more than competitive with Maka and Lee Soo-min. I think it's fair to say, also with Lee Soo-min, the praise we've had for Lee Soo-min over the course of stage 1 has been very Kiriko related, playing quite an aggressive side fight, flank heavy role on the Kiriko. Brig, not seen the same level from him on, so different type of test for Lee Soo-min in this type of composition. Really, a lot of their success was just coming through aid, landing value with the overclock, finding picks in these fights. Gonna be the same from Wei on the defense, opting into the Sojourn here. No Ashe for them. We'll see if Alien chooses to play much of the Ashe. A little bit easier on defense to play the Ashe, because invariably, once you get to every point, you get a chance to just set up in a power position as the Ashe. You have the coach gun to maintain your high ground position, etc. Thank you, Evilly, as well, for Prime. Welcome back. We'll kick this one off as well. Alien will be playing the Ashe, but will be harder to get into meaningful positions here on the attack. Aid taking a little jump shot onto Alien there. Doesn't connect a final blow. And they'll back it up to the corner. Just a bit of a soft forward hold for ult charge in their way. This corner is where they're going to take their real hold. Maka's going to find Spin, and Spin seems to be... We saw on the defense where he's getting his cooldowns forced so early. And now this is a chance off the back of that pick. They're going to push the back line. Top Dragon will find another one. Going in with Milgaru. Brig is committed here too. Recall will be forced. Another jump in. Donkin to it taken down. Top Dragon's got the blinks to get himself out of that one as well. Tidy little fight. Aid is actually going he's actually going to get the Anna kill with a disruptor shot in spawn. Alright, they are forced all the way back, and originally it looked like they just wanted to hold that corner for a forward hold, but now Aid has changed his mind. He's going to hold up top, has this rail, connects onto Alien. Can't find the finishing blow though. Alien's actually going to do one better. He's going to trade him, and now Wei are going to back it up quickly. Do they go all the way out? Maka's actually on the low ground here. Awkward position for Wei. Caught trying to rotate back from this forward hold. Alien has full rail. He can take the enemy high ground here. He can keep going. Pokerface should be aggressive. This is their timing. Alien onto the high ground now, pushing forward. Maka is trying to rotate up, and Nano comes out. No Nano to respond with yet. Forced back onto the Sojourn. Nade is going to land as well. Has for Primal, has for jump, has for bubble if he wants to chase, but Milgaru opts for safety there. They were still getting aid back from spawn, so he slows it down. Nano now comes through onto Heiser. He is trying to hunt down onto this, much further away from the Primal. Bubble comes through now. Bit of pressure, but Milgaru's got the Primal going in the backline, so both backlines are occupied by the respective Winstons. Heiser's getting close to the Primal. Milgaru just restabilizes back onto the high ground. Pokerface have traded those ultimates. Bubble comes around the corner. Spin, pulse bombs out, both missing. Rally available for Lee Soo-min and Donghun, but Heiser with that Primal advantage. He has it underneath right now, and he can start putting pressure on his backline, try and knock someone off. But look at Aid, he's so aggressive. Here comes Heiser. Primal is available. Primal will be popped. Boots them off to the high ground. Sleep onto Top Dragon. Heiser will land on that one. Milgaru obviously used his Primal in the previous fight, so he's made short work of. Aid's overclock gets no chance versus that Primal. And they convert the ult advantage there. Pokerface did invest for Rally as well to make sure they all live. So there's a chance for a recontest contest with their own rally here, Lee Min, but they've got to come through these difficult chokes, so even with a rally, it's going to be hard. You see they're making that move now. Lee Min drops the rally, bash into the backline. Nade is big as well. Donghoon's going down. Lee Min, the sleep saves Lee Min's life. He's 1 HP. How can they not turn the kill? They can now. The backline has died. Pokerface have still found 2 kills. Alien has been traded though, and he had the overclock. I think Spin and Heiser have enough about him. They've still got their brig healing as well. Donghoon is in there. Yeah, backline's with him. Burrowing around the point. Aid will get a little bit more time off the clock. He'll get taken down. Looked really scary though. The backline was very close. Lee Min got good bash value, but they weren't able to quite get enough out of it. So they capture first point, a bit more of a struggle than Wei had. But it's now going to be Nano versus Nano, overclock available for Alien. If they want a Nano overclock, the option's there for them. Milgari's going to try and pressure out in this backline. Nade comes down as well, only catches Heiser. The rest of them walking forward now. Defensive Nano comes out. Oh, actually on to Heiser the Nano here. They're in the back corner, and Milgaru nearly has the Primal ready to go. This backline has to be careful. Alien's taking a risk swinging coast right now with the overclock as that Primal is coming. Alien is half HP separated from his backline. Nade connects onto the backline. Milgaru's going to pop the Primal. Needs to find kills. The rally from Donghoon is keeping him alive. Can he get him off the map? He's trying to push him. The Brig, though, somehow, someway, the juggle won't go. Donghoon stays on the map. Missin and Donghoon live, but they're still finding trades. Top Dragon with 2. Not over yet. Missin now has no Brig to look after him. Top Dragon's looking for more. He's playing in the bubble. He tries to bounce the nade off him. Just shoot your feet, Missin. Why is he trying to snooker this? Just Milgari still get traded. It's not over yet. Pokerface are coming back, and Heiser has the Primal to throw into that one. Chasing down onto the Sojourn, denies him getting out of that, but Pats are still coming A's way. Not enough Pats though. Heiser gets the kill and gets out. Regroups. Top Dragon's been anchoring point this entire time. Spin needs to be careful. Has to preserve his life. They'll slow it down. Pokerface will take position on this next fight. They have the pulse bomb. Eyes on this Winston. It's a miss from Spin though. Still a lot of pressure onto Milgaru, who's 1 HP. The pulse bomb really would have finished the job, but he manages to stabilize. And Lee Min's going to have a rally for the retake. Spin is behind him, and Heiser's there from the front. This backline's in a lot of trouble. Lee Min doesn't get the rally. Dies on 99%. Backline exposed. Spin and Heiser trying to finish this kill. Maka just nowhere to go. Milgaru and Top Dragon, they need trades, but trades they're going to find. Heiser is 1 HP underneath this bubble. Bubble's trying to keep them alive. Top Dragon trying to keep point contested. Trying to find his low HP targets, but Heiser gets out. He doesn't. Milgaru chases that one down. Tracer fight on point, but Milgaru's coming back to interrupt that, and Spin will be forced out. Wade, they cling on to it for now. The payload is right at the end. He needs to be careful he doesn't wander into any danger here. Slides backwards. Double support ult available for both backlines. Significant primal advantage for Milgaru, and of course that overclock as well. So as we enter what is likely going to be the last fight, Wei have a huge ult advantage. Pokerface needs some miracles. Defensive nade onto Aid. Tracer going to pressure the point. Contest will come free from Top Dragon. Alien's going to try and swing this coast, but the overclock comes out. Spin is on the run. No escape. Double slide in as well. No escape for Missin. Alien's in trouble too. Tries to play for the trade. Free for Aid. The point though. The point. Oh, it's rolling backwards. Sorry. I thought the point was C9ing. I just saw the meters moving. I overreacted. Everything's fine. Aid has done the job once again for Wade. Final 15 seconds. It's going to be desperate touch. They do have double support ult if they can find the touch, but all eyes on Spin. All eyes on Spin to get the touch. He has the pulse. It's an aggressive rally straight into the backline. They're in so much trouble. Defensive nade onto Alien. He nearly has the overclock. He finds one kill. Spin is on the point. Top Dragon has to respond. The rally's coming forward. Milgaru is trying to separate the Brig with the Primal. He has. Can he find the kill though? Milgaru needs kills. He's juggled the Brig back out. Donghoon has escaped. Onto point now. Milgaru out of Primal, but Mac has found the trade. Tank advantage, but not for long. Milgaru's going to fall. Alien has the overclock. Doesn't even need it. Pokerface, they clutch. They get the touch. Wade, they try to play aggressively with that rally, but defensive nano from Missin. Yeah, gaslit by myself, exactly. Yeah, gaslit by myself. Oh, Pokerface clutch. And now remember, Wade didn't complete the map. They didn't even get that far onto third point. all of a sudden,
지금 선타기가 되거든요.
휘말리네요.
all of a sudden, it's winnable for Pokerface. They only got a minute to work with.
자, 그나마
He's going to slide forward.
우리가 자원을 좀 썼기 때문에
Trying to play aggressively. Heiser has the primal here if they ever commit. They have no ultimates. They played everything into that clutch. Alien's going to pop the overclock, walking forward. Wants to hunt down the Brig. Lee Soo-min is on the run. Shield up, dive in, and Alien will finish the kill. Slide through that Winston pressure. Alien needs a lot of pocket right now. Top Dragon, an important trade. Pulse bomb on the floor. Any trade is super high value right now. Doubling down onto the Brig. Milgaru and Top Dragon combined for that one. Onto the Sojourn. Milgaru will throw everything into Alien. He dies though. Top Dragon able to get the trade still. 2 seconds to blink, 1 second to recall. He needs to get it. He gets the recall. He keeps the point stabilized. 11% for the Nano. Top Dragon has to get off point. Heiser is still forcing it forward, but the Nano's available now from Maka. He's going to drop it. Coming through onto Lee Soo-min. He has to get the touch. Primal going for Heiser. He slept up. Maka's going to do it all for his backline, but here comes Heiser. Jump in onto the Ana. Can't get anything. Heiser's going to be naded. He's low HP. He has to back it up. Wave, they might have weathered her into the final 5 seconds. Pulse bomb out from spin into the sky. Milgaru gets taken down in the air. No tag. Nade is big from missing. He has the Nano. It's onto Heiser. Pokerface pushing way all the way to the brink. They closed it out. They win the dive mirror.
근데 사실 이게 상황이 포페가 분명히 마지막 구간 넘어오면서는 좋은 장면들이 분명히 있었는데
Did anyone hit a pulse? Just at the end, Tusk. We just about got a pulse hit at the end. Oh, and that's gonna be a bit of a redistribution of wealth as well. Great map actually. Right, that's cash out. That's cash out for the 7% of people who believed in Pokerface. There's going to be some big winners here. 147k, 88k.
맞아요. 포커페이스가 마지막에 대단한 집중을 보여주면서 66번 국도를 잡아냈습니다. 스코어는
Big money in this. Morning 7M. Dogfight. Morning, Nikki. I guess afternoon for you, probably. Evening. You ready for your game? You guys in the arena now? It was weird to fully commit with Rally there on second. This was, yeah, the Rally push Lee Soo-min did at the end when they have Nano. Yeah, I mean, I feel like the play's reasonable enough, but I was surprised. It felt like more people should have been there. Obviously, you got to leave Top Dragon behind because he has to anchor point because you have to be scared of a C9. But I was surprised not to see like Milgaru doubling down there as well, because if Milgaru's there, even through the Nano, as long as the nade hits, they can probably still kill the Nano target as well. So I don't hate the concept, but it feels like they needed a couple of extra bodies for that push. On the way to the arena now. All right, good luck, Shockers. Time to do EMEA proud. Yeah, it's Nightmare play first, right? Nightmare are going to play T1 after this game that's on our screens right now, and then you guys play the winner of the game we're watching right now. You'll tell him to hurry it up. Cheers, Seppu. I don't know matches. Yeah, after this one, this is just what was it? This is just the amuse-bouche. This is the amuse-bouche. We're gonna get the. We've had T1 already beat Onside Gaming, tied up 1-1 in this series. Then next game is gonna be T1 versus Nightmare, and then we're gonna get Virtus Pro play the winner of this game. So, plenty of action coming, thanks to all. Spin with the pulse bomb at the end. Good nade from Missing too. Honestly, I feel like actually Missing's found better nade value throughout that Route 66. We talk a lot about the backlines always in dive. I think the Ana is so important. Then I was skeptical for Pokerface. I thought that is where they would hold, but actually Dongan and Missing were good for it. Probably the better backline. That Route 66, better backline for sure. What do you think of the Top Dragon Who Are You trade? I'm personally a bit disappointed. I feel like Top Dragon has so much more potential than to be stuck on Pharah. Yeah, I mean, I think I was really excited to see Top Dragon initially on Gen G because you know, he's no longer just a hard carry on his team. He's got a good team around him. But really disappointing stage from the whole Gen G. Top Dragon maybe in particular, because the expectations were so high. I think, to be fair to Krusty, if you have a stage, like, if you're Gen G and you have a stage like Stage 1, making pretty robust changes feels reasonable enough. I think Zodiel was a good signing. Zodiel was a really good signing. I think, Who Are You? If they can get him on Genji, it's a huge boon. I think there is a bit of risk that in reality, part of Wei's success, and I think Wei would have been a good team regardless. Like maybe you can even beat T1, given the struggles T1 had at Stage 1 as well. But part of the reason Wei were able to punch up so high and look so competitive against some of the best teams is because we were in a heavy Genji meta. And on that hero, Who Are You is world class. Once you start putting Who Are You onto Tracer, Echo, and these other heroes, he's still a fine DPS player, but you lose all that carry potential. And I think that's a little bit of a gambit you made if you're Krusty and Genji, is that if you can get this guy on Genji, you have a world-class talent. If you get him, if it's not a Genji meta for whatever reason, like we're seeing a lot of Tracer here, etc., etc., it's gonna be it's going to maybe feel not as impactful. And in theory, Top Dragon is a better rounded in terms of the heroes he plays. But also, I mean, Top Dragon is meant to be very good on like Tracer and Genji as well. And we didn't get to see a whole lot of that. Alright, Suravasa next. Oh, I haven't put the Preds up. Let me do that right now. Alright. I imagine this isn't going to be a 97% favored one. Alright, Suravasa, map number 3. But yeah, I think Sayonara, you're reasonable to be disappointed. I think a lot of Genji's problems, as much as you have a bad stage, you make roster changes, can't hold it against him too much. I think a lot of Genji's problems were more just like compositional choices in a lot of the key matches. I think they weren't really set themselves up for failure in a lot of those. Who is the best Genji, not world class? We'll watch it. I don't know, man. Proper is still there, but who he was the best Genji in Stage 1 for sure. For sure. Mag never played Winston. I know, right? You think it's a side grade? I don't know if it's a side grade. It's you've essentially traded a bit of breadth for depth, I guess, you know? You don't have as good a level on like the range of heroes, but honestly, with the way Top Dragon played in Stage 1, it didn't even look like he didn't hit the same level we expected from him. So I think it's a really good signing for Genji. I think their DPS line looks better now.
윈스턴 밴이 어차피 됐기 때문에 아나 밴이 되어버리면 사실 포커페이스도 손해볼 건 없습니다.
Robin doesn't have 2 rings. It's true. It's true.
자, 이러면 조합이 좀 궁금해지긴 하네요.
아, 그리고 지금 마카 선수가 지금까지 아나 플레이하면서 굉장히 날카롭게 생체 술탄 각을 봤었거든요.
네.
그런 부분
Who replaced Sauna? Zodiel as well.
잘라내는 것도 있습니다.
Yeah. So yeah, Zodiel and Who Are You versus Sauna and Top Dragon. You know, which one would you pick? I think I know the answer to that question. Is this a Korean-only cup? No, it's we're watching an all-Korean game now, but next game is going to be Nightmare versus T1, and then the winner of this game between Wei and Pokerface is going to play Virtus Pro later today as well. Morning, Vish. Are TM going coachless? I don't think so. Well, I don't think they want to, but it depends who they can find. I think it's still in the negotiation stage. Alright. Suravasa. Ban-wise, Wei are going to ban Winston after losing that matchup before. Pokerface are going to ban Anna, forcing presumably some very different compositions here. Wei are going to be happy to play the ball. Good map for it on Suravasa. Pokerface looks like they're going to lean into the Hazard instead. Alien might be playing Cass here. Matches up nicer into the ball. Kiri Lucio from Wei. No surprises there. Again, sort of should be said that again, Lee Soo-min, we talk about how much he can do on Kiriko. It's not the, he's been able to do a lot on Kiriko, but Brig and Lucio, not the same level of strength on those heroes either. So, eyes on Lee Soo-min. Dong-hun put in a very good performance there. It's going to be a Brig Kiri, which is a little bit unorthodox. Not one we see all that often. Early high ground position for Wei, full rail for Aid as well, so he can just camp this choke, look for his opportunities. Alien's going to try and swing out now. Headshot onto Heiser, but Heiser's just going to catch him with that slash, takes his ankles off. Aid will fall, and they are all over point. They get the first flip here. Pokerface bide their time. Heiser connects the slash. Now with that player advantage, they flood onto point, and Alien has plenty of space to work with. Kills Lee Soo-min. Want to avoid any late trades here. Bit of pressure from Top Dragon and Milgaru, but they're forced back, and they will get all the kills in the end. Pokerface with a chance to walk forward. Seeing if they can take off Eight's ankles one more time. Slash doesn't connect this time, but all over him is spin. Wall comes out and missing hits for Dink. 2 kills, or 2 deaths, I should say, for Aid already. And look at Missin's ult charge. He's got a Kitsune rush already. Wei need to be pressing tab. They need to make sure they're aware of this. They should be able to figure it out from the healing and damage. But if they're not, they might be surprised by this. Chance for Pokerface as well. They should realise this and play very aggressively. But I think they're busy fighting the side fight quite a lot right now. So it's an early Kitsune rush onto Alien just so he can live. And they're going to try and backstep this. Disengage is good from Wei. And Pokerface were wasting time on the side fight where they just had ult advantage they could push with. Now ult advantage in the hands of Maka. Kitsune rush to repush. It's Pokerface's turn to disengage. Alien goes a slightly different way than the rest of his team. But Pokerface are okay, and they nearly have to rally for this next repush. 15%. Alien even has the high noon, but no, Maka finds the Dink, boot back in the middle. They are surrounded on all sides, and before that rally can come up, Wei counts. They'll get the retake just when they need it. Good aggression from Wei. If they didn't find the kills then and Donkin's able to get the rally, they pop the rally. Pokerface probably rushed that a little bit. Could have even high noon for a bit more space, start forcing the objective. Didn't get a chance to use any of those ults. Wei now looks like they want to play aggressively again. High noon nearly, overclock nearly available for Aid. Donkin getting close to the rally though. Walking up on the left. Milgaru's gone over to the hazard as well, so we're also going to hazard clear out too. Aiden going to try and take some space. Trying to poke his way in, but Aid connects for rail. This is a brutal one as well. They need to reset quickly here, Pokerface. No, they don't even have time. There's going to be a rally downpour coming out. They're all over Milgaru. He tries to downpour, shield up, but it doesn't actually save Heiser. Pulse bomb's available for Top Dragon. He needs a high value. He needs a kill with this pulse bomb, really. Kiriko is there. Doesn't connect. Overclock on point from Aid. He needs it, but he's only got a hazard to shoot into, hiding behind his wall, and this overclock has found nothing. Heiser dives into the backline now. Beat comes through from Lee Soo-min. Heiser is full blocking this. Rail on the slide away. Catches missing. 7% short of that ult as well. Would have been the turning factor. Spin dives in for the kill. He's so low though. Deflect Heiser there too. Heiser's still 1 HP, but Top Dragon can't finish it. Heiser is hanging on, but no one can touch. Point goes for Wei of Wei. Absolute scraps. They get that one out. Pause comes through. Chance to catch our breath. Wei take the first point, but an absolute scrap. And honestly, that whole fight feels so different. Think how close that fight was. And that was a fight that started with Aid nailing Alien straight away. 5v4 for the vast majority of that fight. They still nearly make it work. Heiser and Spin are finding a lot of value. And really, I think the thing that's keeping so many of these fights close is, again, like, Aid with that slide out, kills missing before that Kitsune rush comes in. Like, if Aid doesn't find these 2 crucial picks and these crucial junctures in that fight, Pokerface are just winning it. And I was really feeling like, obviously Pokerface have made a couple of changes in terms of getting Donkin in. Donkin's not good for it. It's opening sort of, well, map and around. Or he's opening 2 maps and around, I should say. But Heiser and Spin, really good.
전달이 됐는데요. 스핀트 선수의 사운드 이슈가 맞다고 합니다.
네, 헤드셋 아예 교체까지 가능.
Almost time for a Reddit thread about how Heiser's underrated.
시간이 걸릴 것 같은데요. 사운드 이슈라 할지라도.
다시 끼고
세최 썹딜 스핀트 선수의 또 시그니처
Spin 2.
파라와 겐지. 네.
진짜 뭐 채색부터 진짜 장난 아닙니다.
VP game is today. Yeah, they're going to play the winner of this game, which feels like it might actually be going all the way.
적극적인 승리 바랍니다.
Really, tit for tat.
포지티브 윈.
긍정적인.
예.
And all of a sudden, they looked really strong on the hazard.
그리고 오늘 되게
Looked really strong on the hazard composition back on the tank tower. Doesn't feel that comfortable at all.
포커페이스를 저희가 소개할 때 유망주들이 굉장히 많이 있는 팀이다. 그러니까 유망주를
What's with that dog?
포커페이스가.
What's wrong with the dog?
유망주가 많이 모여 있는 팀들은 이런 장점이 있어요. 뭐가 나올지 모르고.
You're very certain that VP win any matchup that comes out of this
선수들의
match.
잠재력이 언제 터질지
It's probably
모릅니다.
good. Yeah, I mean, VP definitely have the easiest side of a bracket.
어떤 사람이 어떤 인간에게는
T1,
잠재력이 있잖아요.
certainly the
네.
strongest
근데
Korean
그게
team coming out of
터지는
this.
타이밍이 언제냐가
that
되게
entered
중요한
this
건데.
SOOP top.
팀은 항상 하이리스크
Few VP fans.
고점도 높고.
You want to see some Zero fan art?
확실히
Do you think anyone's got that Western fan art for the later games?
그렇죠.
저점도 확실히 좀 이제 그 보장되어.
Or do you think they're only going to be rooting for the Koreans?
아, 그죠.
이것도 되게 네. 그래서 인생은 타이밍이에요.
그죠.
예.
야.
똑같은데요?
그러게요.
눈매가?
예.
The standard continues to be
와,
outrageously high
근데 그냥 디테일이
in terms of artwork from the crowd.
선수들은 너무 부러워요. 저 손재주가.
스트레스 풀릴 것 같아요.
그니까요.
네. 저는 그릴 때마다 스트레스를 받거든요. 나는 왜 이렇게 못 그리지?
저는 그걸 언제 느낀지 아세요?
언제요?
지금은 모르겠는데
네.
저희 중학교 때 미술 시간에 공을 하나 그려요. 공을 하나 그리고 거기에 명암 칠하기를 해요. 거기서 전 벽을 느꼈어요.
나의 길은 아니구나.
나는 일단 미술은 아니다.
예술은 아니다.
예.
물론 뭐 다른 쪽으로 예술 중에 뭐 여러 가지
예술
장르가
범주는
있습니다.
넓잖아요.
그쵸.
근데 미술은 아니다. 펜은 그 연필로 하는 뭔가는 아니다.
그리는 거 젬병이다.
그럼요.
그렇죠. 이것 때문에 아까 말씀드린 건데 이수민 선수 그 데뷔 4주년이래요. 그 취업풀을 이제 보시고 저희 작가님이
직접 요청한 취업풀이에요? 너무 감사드립니다. 대신해서 감사드립니다. 네.
나는 디바가 싫어.
디바가 세요.
아니 그냥 터트리잖아요.
네, 디바가 세기 때문에 또 서필 입장에서
Lee Min on Zen behind him and a worried diva.
취업풀이라고 합니다. 그래서 그걸 직접 그려오셨어요. 이수민 선수도 참 성장을 많이 하는 선수예요.
그쵸?
예.
또 그리고 키리코 하나만큼은
The ultimate test of Vessel's aura is coming to see if he can get any fan signs in the crowd later. We'll get a test of popularity, right? Who's the most popular Westerner over in Korea?
그런 장면들은 안 나오긴
Get a very long pause here.
언제 또 나올지 모릅니다.
항상 변수가
Vesler versus Pepe Sigma, you think it will happen?
이수민과
I don't know, I've not seen too much Sigma. Maybe we'll get a cheeky circuit royale in there.
궁금해요. 사실 최근에
1-1 currently.
대단했거든요.
And first round went
미러전이 많이 나올 수 있는
went to
구조다
white
보니까
in the
근심
Saravata.
싸움 있거든요. 서열 정리 같은 거
The
하고
first
싶거든요.
가나요?
Unpause as well.
갑니다.
여튼 근데 되게 좋은
So,
소리였어요.
Little recap, it was back and forth. Crucial picks from Aid seal that first round. We're moving on to point E. Started on ball, but now taking the hazard mirror is Milgaru. Kitsune rush available for both Kirikos. But Aid's just going to find an opening pick and ults don't matter if you just get kills for free like this all the time.
지금 잡힌 타이밍이 좀 애매해요. 거점이 열리는 타이밍.
Point doesn't unlock for 5 seconds, so if Wayne move quickly, or sorry, if both Ways move quickly, they can actually still recontest. Oh, thank you, Confessor, for the gifted stuff to a German sheep. Congratulations, welcome. First flip does go over to Wade. Heiser comes in, one shot stop. Dragon, see you later. Aid now in the back, trying to fight this Lucio. Dongan is in big trouble. He is on the run. He will not be getting out. Kitsune rushes traded on point as we enter this 4v4. All over this hazard. Suzu comes out, but it's a back jump from Milgaru. He has to try and live. They've been forced out, and Pokerface have taken the point. Spin still has deflect. Hands onto that one. Eyes on the tracer. Recall has been forced. But Dragon will have to back it up for now. Spin needs to be careful. Spin really wanted to fight him, but he might regret that. Dongan's certainly going to regret dipping his toes onto this point. Another opening pick for Aid. And Waken starts to believe a point. Blade has come out from Spin, but what are we blading? Just showing everyone his sword. Alien has popped the overclock. He's showing everyone his bullets. Pick right back, but they've lost their hazard on point. They've got a lot of space. Overclock back from 8. He really thinks he can clutch this. Players down. No hazards there. He lands the shot onto Alien. Body shot comes out. Spin will respond. Suzu has been used too. Wei have control of the point. Remember, as both hazards are going to start regrouping. Downboard to try and catch anyone. Does he find it? Wall comes out. Not in time from Heiser to save himself from that downpour. Does survive. Everyone lives. Beats coming up very soon. But Milgaru just leads for frontline. And Wei have had control on this point for a while. Another scrappy dogfight. Back and forth. Point exchange there. Wei are able to stabilize in the end. And they have double support up for this next fight. Crucial picks from Aid. Really set themselves up for success. Aid's going to get walled there. He has full rail as they swing in. Camping the choke. Wants to find a high-value target. There's the Farah coming in. Aid can't find the flick. Moving on to point. Kitsune Rush comes through. Beats available for both teams. Beat from Donghun. Lee Sin-min's going to match it. Top Dragon doesn't get the beat. Spin's also on Farah, but he is dead. He's in the respawn queue. Player advantage for Wei. Milgaru is all over the backline with Top Dragon. They get a kill. Now they turn their attention back to the hazard. Separated from heels. Walled in a corner. No escape for Heiser. He falls. 2 rounds for Wei. Again, it's a mess. It's back and forth. But you have to just factor in how tight these fights are. And Aid is just providing them so many opening picks. We're going to go over onto point D, right behind where Wei just capped, so they'll be able to get this forward position as well. No real meaningful ults just yet. They have a pulse bomb. And they nearly have the overclock. The overclock will be the big one. Aid has been deadly so far this entire series. Top Dragon on the flank. Needs to force for Suzu and everything before he can commit to the pulse bomb. Poker Face trying to retake from Kota. Maka gets one shot. Heiser goes flying in. Top Dragon now really needs his pulse bomb to connect, but he's had to recall early. They've not got control of point either way because it hasn't unlocked yet. So Poker Face will just take this free cap. But they can go try and chase down some of these kills. Find if anyone split or staggered. Aiden's looking just like that. Split tries to slide out. Does get out. Now they turn their attention. Hazard's a little bit separated. They're forcing point here as well. And Wei are giving them a runaround. They're absolutely everywhere. They're trying to snuff out these pests, Poker Face. But in the chaos, they lose their Sojin. Now Donghun is separated. He's on the run. Top Dragon will go back to point. And Poker Face are being pulled all over the place. Overclock comes through for Aid. Hazard has been separated. Wei flip a point. Body shot onto Spin. Heiser dies after being separated. Spin will dash in. Lee Sin-min will protect his Sojin. And Wei turn that into full chaos. They were people down. Quality still seems okay for me. Doesn't feel like it's dropped. Double support ult coming back for Wei. They're going to have both of these slightly quicker as well. It's a really tough situation for Poker Face. They might need something special out of this overclock. Or they need to play it slow enough that they just get their support ults. Dash in from Milgaru, doesn't find the one shot. Top Dragon is getting the mega behind. Downpour in front, catches it. Defensive beat, defensive downpour comes through. Is Suzu. Kitsune Rush push as well. Alien's going to get overwhelmed with a double support ult. It's just too much for him to deal with. Even though they avoided that downpour, the double support ult push, Heiser's going to potentially go... Oh, Heiser's going to go down late. This is going to be brutal for him. They have to find a touch. They have double support ult. They have double TS ult. Poker Face, if they can touch, they have all the ults to win the fight. But can they touch? Donghun and Spin making moves. Heiser is coming back on ball. Donghun's trying to try and go through. He gets the beat, but no, not in time for Spin. He needs to get the touch. Now the ball's coming through. Heiser can take over touch. Kitsune Rush overclock to try and clutch. Alien needs to find kills, but he is shut down by Aid. Donghun will trade that one right back. They've still got support ults on point. Spin will be coming back with Blade very soon as they keep the point contested. Heiser down to half HP. They need his Blade sooner rather than later. Donghun needs to get the next touch. He's low HP. He can't get it, Heiser. Heiser can't touch. Donghun can't touch. Just as Spin comes back. And a 3-0 for Wei. I mean, it was always going to be such a hard touch. I mean, good decisions from Wei, you have to credit. You know, they know the ult situation is very much against them. They make the touch as hard as possible. They just about get it, but we see it happen so often, right? Forward holds, and then people drop off. They drop off, they get picked, you see Spin dies just before beat, then all of a sudden they don't get to use any of their ults properly. They're having to rush everything. Stack, Kitsune Rush and Overclock, just hoping for something. Aid again, crucial shot at a crucial time. And he wins. Way Brio. What are we saying? Rank? What rank am I? I don't know, like diamond or something was maybe like, that's like the highest I got, but I probably spent most of the season in flat. I feel like in 4.5 and tier 3 scrims there are plenty. I mean, I don't really watch a lot of tier 3 scrims. But I feel like just good main support players, good Lucio players are always at a premium. Yeah, cheers, Fork. Dark Breads? Oh, good reminder. Wait, did I catch the last one? Oh, yeah, we can. Oh, right, nice. Thank you, mods. Nice, GB.
나이스. 이거야.
No other theory? Yeah, it's like a... Some would say I'm suited to some kind of coaching role or something. Yeah, because I think if you look at it, like, how many top-level Lucio players are there, really? Like, obviously, Chio and Chirong. Thank you, Wololo.
What is your favorite breed of sheep?
I don't really know different breeds of sheep. What's the default breed? What's just like a normal... What's the... If I'm driving through the countryside and I see some sheep, what breed is that? First time, Ange. Cheers. Fat sheep, little sheep, big sheep. The woolly sheep? Yeah, the woolly sheep is my favourite. What was I saying? Oh yeah, top level Lucio players. It's it's obviously Chio, Chirong, Astro, Admiral, Violet. Have I missed anyone? Who else deserves to be on the list? Bliss, yeah, maybe. Nah, I wouldn't put Vega. Like, I guess what I should probably do is like a distinction between like elite tier, right? Like if you think about how many high quality hit scans we have, right? You know that even T1, despite being sort of last to the buffet for all the players, still get someone like Proud. Proud is on what? A team that finished what 5th/6th in Korea. Like Quartz again on a team that finished 4th. Everything like this. So I think when you compare the standard, like do the same with Flex DPS, right? Look at all the Flex DPS and the depth of talent there in EMEA in Korea, and then if you do the same for main support, it's not the same. It's nowhere near the same level of depth.
좀 머리가 아플 것 같긴 합니다. 무난한 건 이스페란스긴 한데 이게 볼밴도 지금은 풀려 있는 상황이라서 뽑기가 좀 어려울 거긴 하거든요.
결국 이렇게 선택이 됐군요. 네 번째 선택
Right, Esperanza for map 4.
이스페란스가 그나마 무난한 이유는 나머지 맵들은 좀 약간
Yeah, I think it's really reasonable to put Violet there.
강세가 있고 한번 밀리면 복구가 좀 어렵고 이런 부분들이 있는데 이스페란스는 그런 의미에서는 조금 더
Yeah, I think Bliss Lucio is fine, but I still wouldn't put it at the same level. I really wouldn't put it at the same level as like in the same category as those top players. Whereas I feel like when you look at players like Proud and Quartz, you definitely can put them in the same one.
그죠?
Fixer? I don't want Lucio. On Brick, maybe he's like close to the level. He is good.
무조건 먼저 해야 돼요.
But again, it's not about any individual. Frogger, cheers. It's not about any individual. It's about the quantity, which I think is because leading back to the original question, this is why I think we see such a gulf in Lucio talent, or we see so many main supports who maybe feel like they're not on the same caliber of their team, or they look like the weaker link in their teams, just because the talent pool's smaller.
스핀트와 다트 투섭딜 체제로 변환을 했습니다. 포커페이스.
벤카드를 지금 쓴 게
Dart in, Karu in.
아나는 썼고
Darthead's rising.
디자인도 좀 변화가 있어요. 동훈 선수 대신에 카루 선수가 들어오면서
Dart coming in to save the series. 2-1 down.
세게 하겠다는 생각인 것 같은데요. 조합을 전체적으로 되게 공격적으로 쓸 생각이 있는 것 같아요. 카루 선수도 어쨌든 서필 선수니까
네.
그러면은 투 서필이 기용
The
가능한
problem is that really good
상태를
Lucio
만들거든요.
play doesn't translate to really good main support play,
이렇게
so it's
기용이
hard.
됐을 때좀
Yeah, Lucio is
일단 뭐 아나키
like a really unique hero compared to a lot of other other support.
이런 거 써서
You know, whereas if
강하게 줘가지고
a lot of stuff like
앞으로
Anna,
들어가는
Zen,
만들기 좋죠.
Baptiste, like they all have their own different like unique qualities, but a lot of the stuff translates much. The stuff translates a lot more cleanly than it does on Lucio to any other hero. Like Lucio and Brig are actually just completely different heroes, really.
유기적인 모습들을 보여주고 있거든요. 그죠?
Like very little overlap in outside of like broad responsibilities.
언제 4월 22일이
이제 한 10일 남았습니다.
다다음 주 화요일.
Let Brig use shield as a surfboard. Give it let Tony Hawk. What if Brig's major perk was she can Tony Hawk with her shield around? She can grind ledges and stuff.
어디가 아픈지 안 아픈지.
Would that solve the problem?
알아보시고 가셔야 됩니다.
웬만하면 힘든 거는 좀 웬만하면 빼세요. 아, 군입 때 얘기 들을 때마다
Some tribe shit, yeah. Get us a few more speed ramps and stuff.
또 쓰여지는 거다 보니까.
그러니까 뭐든 항상 건강한 게 최고예요. 항상 몸 보존 잘하시고.
무조건이에요. 건강이 1순위입니다.
오버워치에서도 생존력 가장 중요하지 않습니까?
Shockwave will not let Aid walk like Alien has.
그러니까 군대 가셔도
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I'm excited to see. I'm really excited to see these next
양팀은
games.
이제 네 번째 세트를 준비하고
I mean,
있습니다.
it's not like we're having a bad series here at all, but you know, you can't beat. And also, I said at the start of the stream, but for everyone who's sort of joined since, what a treat! What a treat it is! This is such a rare thing we get in Overwatch, so I'm so glad SOOP put it on. International competition outside of the majors. Really cool to see. Really exciting. A perfect sort of, I guess, mood setter for the Hangzhou LAN next week. So yeah, really good for it.
그러니까 적응이 필요 없네요, 탑드래곤 선수는.
All right, Esperanza, choice of bans here. Sojin banned from Pokerface. Right, they tried to ban Kaz against Aid, so we went Sojin and then he ruined their day in a different way. Now they banned Sojin against Aid. Obviously they put Dart in, right? So they're going to play double flex. They're going to play double flex DPS. And what they want to try and do with this double flex DPS is obviously just make Aid's life too hard to play hit scan. Force him onto Kaz, so that's bit less mobility, survivability from Sojin. Let's try and play where Aid can't impact the game so much. So it does feel like a lot of poker faces, ban-wise, comp decision-wise, they're trying to take Aid out of the game. We'll try and do more of the same here. Juno ban, on the other hand, probably makes a decent amount of sense from Wei. I think if you run like a Juno Lucio double flex DPS or something, that can be like a hyper-aggressive comp if you really want to just take the Cass out of the game. Do the Chinese v Korea games count as international? Yeah. Not as exciting. Maybe that's just like Western bias because I want to see the Western teams play. But I'm happy with all of them really. Have I seen the SEL drama with AQ? Not really. I heard they weren't playing, then they were playing or something. I don't really know what the story is. Alright, Winston, Anna, Brig. Anna Kiri potentially from Pokerface. Interesting from Pokerface. If they're going to play just an Anna Kiri back line, would they not just play Anna Brig and put in Donghyun? Alright, they're going to try and play Kiriko. I mean, I guess they felt like... Because they won Route 66 playing Anna Brig. Okay, question marks here then. Question marks here for Pokerface in terms of the decision they've made to play the Anna Kiri. What you would expect to happen in this Anna Kiri situation is whether Kiri can do a lot more to support Dart on the flanks. You would anticipate that it's just going to make the backline just a little bit squishier, and it's not like Milgaro and Top Dragon weren't finding trades before. It's Milgaro who lands on this Kiri, clears out the flank. Trace has now been isolated, and Dart will go down immediately. Dart heads in shambles. Aid's going to walk forward, easy kill onto the Pharah. Wouldn't be surprised if we see Spint go Genji or something at this point, honestly. We're going to dive in, hoping for a late trade, but easy for Aid. And Wei will win that first fight very comfortably. You saw them trying to play that Kiri Tracer flank near Pokerface, trying to take some of the space on the side, set up for a dive with Heiser. But Milgaro just responds, forces the Kiri out immediately. Dart is left isolated. Spint's going to continue on the Pharah. He's right now sort of point side sort of to where Milgar is looking now towards the objective. Trying to find an angle to spam the high ground to get involved. He's come up to the window now. Looking to make their first move, but Top Dragon's already threatening the cap. They have to be careful here if they'll let this checkpoint go through for free. Spin harassing the high ground. Jump underneath. Maka wants to punish this one. He's hunting him down, actually. But Karu's found Top Dragon while they chase out Winston kill. Opening pick now in the hands of Pokerface. They can start walking forward. Space for their backline. Lee Soo-min nearly has the rally, but Maka, he's low HP, but nade comes through onto Lee Soo-min. The backline from Wei somehow survives. Another jump knocks him off the high ground. Aid is stuck in. He's going to die. No escape for Aid. And just as Top Dragon comes back, they lose their other DPS. Spit now spamming onto the high ground. Dart's going to dive onto that rocket damage. Finish off Maka. Staggered kills and Pokerface right back in it. They won the Winston matchup last time. And they're on track to try and do it again. Lee Soo-min, late death. Dart with all the cleanup. Dart heads out of the shambles, out of the shadows, rejoicing. All the ults coming up for all the players in the server. Could be a 10 ult throwdown. Kitsune Rush versus Rally can make it very hard for the Rally to be as aggressive as they want. Wei have actually come through the original rollout spot. They want to try and get Missing off high ground. He has to rotate soon. Be careful. Yeah, he's going to throw out the sleep. Nano and Kitsune Rush are traded. High Noon there as well. Pulse Bomb out. Milgaru's sleeping. Missing is separated on the high ground. Dart! The High Noon! He's got a gun. Why are we looking at it? Missing's going to die as well. Pokerface slow to rotate, so as this ult trade comes in, it's all just a disaster. Heiser's going to try and preserve his life. They have control of the payload again, Wei. They'll reset up on the high ground. And, you know, for all the dart heads, we had a few moments in the sun, back in the shadows. But, you know what they say? Darkest before the dawn and all that. Dart's coming back with Pulse Bomb right now. Top Dragon's actually behind the Pokerface backline as they try and rotate up here. And Spitz just found a kill out of nothing. But Top Dragon's got that trade from that flank position. All the backliners are just falling over. Karu, though, he has the ability to TP away to safety. So he can TP towards his front line, even if his Ana goes down. Scrappy fight where Pokerface regain control of a robot, but we're a bit all over the place right now. They're going to pick up their Ana, and it looks like everything's going to slow down, where both teams are going to attempt to try and take a 5v5. Both primals in hand. Spit has the barrage, but no nano or anything to follow up with it, so it might be hard to get into a meaningful position with that. Still on the low ground is the Pokerface backline. They're threatening to rotate top left now, but it's slowed down as Spit's going to get a rooftop position. Little jump onto the high ground. Primal available for Heiser. Milgaru's looking for the same. Spin's going to get in that bubble. Damage on Barrage around the corner now. Looking for the Kaz. Will catch Aid. Good Suzu as well. Saves his life. But Karu had to TP in for that one, so he's going to die. Sleep is perfect onto the Primal, actually, from Missing. Now they can pound damage into Milgaru. Try and force him away. Missing's going to deal with the Tracer as well. He still needs more help, but there's no support for him. Milgaru will give a trade and get out. Heiser won't be able to catch him here. So they win the fight. Pokerface back on the front foot, looking to try and extend their narrow lead, but they still have to pick up their backline from spawn, so it will really just be a fight on middle again. Still scrappy, still back and forth, but Pokerface, narrow lead. High Noon for Wei on this retake, but can be quite difficult from the low ground. Might actually be really until the nano turns where we first see the aggression come out. Spin's going to slow it down quite a bit, actually. They're still waiting for their backline. So a bit of space for Wei's backline to take their own high ground. Nano available, might just throw it on the way of Aid. Heiser has to be careful. He's naded too, but he back jumped just in time. Missing also lands a good nade, but everyone is fine after all that. Nano boost now available for both. Karu nearly has the Kitsune Rush too. Aid wants to swing the left-hand side. Both playing high ground, but Dart, they found some trades on point. 4v4. Nano's still available. Milgaru's trying to get closer to this backline, but Missing's rotated away. Dart and Heiser, though, wasting no time getting over Lee Soo-min. Defensive Nano comes out into Lee Soo-min, and Aid has walked forward. No chance for Missing to use that. Kitsune Rush comes out. They are all over Heiser, but they're so low. Defensive Nano is good from Maka. Missing had no chance to use that. Again, it could all look slightly different if that one goes off. But instead, it'll be checkpoint for Wei after they clean up this kill. Pokerface, they have the nano advantage, but it's going to be a nano push into that rally. I wonder if instead of using it on Heiser here, they might just nano spin. Try and send Spin over a rooftop, that he's been playing commonly. Land on that high ground with that nano, same time as Heiser. Really threaten this. Heiser's going to stage underneath. Spin is just back in main right now. Oh, some nano jacks from Missing. Oh no, Heiser took so much damage. You saw him trying to stage underneath and they just dropped that rally immediately. Can't save him with the nano in time. And this isn't just going to be checkpoint, this is going to be lead conceded by Pokerface now too. Way are on the front foot for the first time in this Esperanza. They've got a quicker primal to work with in this next one too. Bubble off onto Heiser. Dart taking this Tracer fight. He's got support. This Spin having a hard time versus this cast. Karu's going to get punished on the flank. Heiser's going to get punished in main. The pulse bomb's there, but Aid has the roll. No value out of Pokerface and such a hard fought start to this map. Such a hard fought start to this map, and now Pokerface are on the brink. Remember, this is elimination, so Pokerface needs to find a way back into this Esperanza. The Pharah feels like it's got limited value, very much feels like the cast has kept that one fairly contained. Barrage onto this Winston, Primal forced, and Milgaru will get out. He goes back in, he slept up now. There could be a lot of damage coming his way, only about 300 or so. Aid is caught Dart during all of this. Nano boost available for Maka to keep pushing. Milgaru's got more kills. Will Nano Milgaru as he jumps or gets knocked backwards? So won't find too much with this Nano, but will stay alive. Forces Karu back into spawn. One more attempt at the retake way. They have a primal with which to do it, but they'll be pushing into this high noon, and Aid just wants to drop this one immediately, I think. Pamper Hammer's coming out. The nade lands, and Spin and Dart will kill those two immediately. So they hang in there, Pokerface. They don't lose anyone either. Spin and Dart with the cleanup. But 137 meters down, Pokerface. Little drink for Spin. Need for hydration. Need to find a way back into this. And with how scrappy so many of these fights have been, winning enough fights consecutively to catch up these meters, that's going to be so hard. But they've got the support up to start it with Pokerface. Nearly a barrage too. Little concussive implosion blast onto Maka. And Spin has this powerful angle. Really hard to deal with. You can see actually Maka's been forced off the high ground already. So Pokerface can follow up with this. Spin's got some early damage. They've got their Tracer Kiri on left too. Recall has been forced. Carrick tries to help with that. Top Dragon somehow bullying him back with back, and Lee Soo-min gets a whip shot onto Karu. Disaster. Nano onto the Pharah. Now the Pharah's 1 HP. Milgaru trades him. Bubble is good from him. And oh, the Nano Pharah does absolutely nothing. But Pulse Bomb is out. Was that onto the robot? Unnecessary from Top Dragon, but we are in complete control now. Was it? Yeah, it is the whip perk, yeah. When you see that sort of a different item with the kill feed, I think most Brigs take it, where the whip shot gets impact damage if you whip them into a wall. I think very popular amongst all the Brigs. Double support ult now for Wei. Primal available too. Spin has this barrage, but we've really seen a lot of issues with Spin really finding consistent value out of this barrage. Dive onto the Pharah now means Spin is very far away. Defensive Nano comes out onto Aid, and he will delete Heiser as a result. Now looking onto Karu, dink onto him. Karu's going to TP forward, but just TPs to his death. Wei is already now threatening the full cap. Pokerface is going to have to rely on their DPS, so it's 50 seconds left on the clock. It is looking like a full cap. Early out onto the Pharah, and Spin is in all sorts of trouble. Won't get back into spawn. Dart needs to land a pulse bomb to save this one. Sleep is good onto Milgaru, buys him a bit of space and time, but they're just losing everyone. Rally on point from Lee Soo-min. Should finish the deal. 33 seconds to spare. Full push for Wei. They secure themselves that matchup against Virtus Pro later today. And alright, recovery on the dive as well after losing the Route 66.
윈스턴 했던 밀가루, 트레 했던 탑드래곤. 누가 말아도 이상하지 않습니다.
와, 더 강해진 느낌이에요.
네. 이제는 정말 뭐 5, 6등 아니다 우리는.
How's Top Dragon been so far? Helios. Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good.
결국에
They are,
다음
you know,
해외 팀과 맞붙는.
fair enough, you can only beat what's in front of you. A team they were favourites against, but Top Dragon looked good on the main, looked good on the Tracer. No real complaints. Aid's got to be player of the match, though. Oh, they give it to him on his debut. It's Aid. Come on, guys. Aid did so much in so many of these maps. Top Dragon was good. And I feel like he's got a little bit, because it's his debut, right? Blah, 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 blah. But it's 100% it's Aid. He has been wronged. Couldn't watch the Wei game. Top Dragon versus Who Are You? Who looks better? I mean, yeah, Top Dragon looked fine, but they're only playing Pokerface, though. So it's the real test comes later.
밀가루와 함께 버무려져서 상대 딜라인을 잡아먹고 지는 한타도 어떻게든 교환내가지고 자리를 유지하고 이런 것들이 너무 좋았던 하루라서
네.
POTM에 선정된 게
Just want the interview.
그리고
Yeah, I mean,
뭐
I've said this before about the solution for this for like WDG and for production, because they always interview the MVP, right? Is just change that rule. Just give someone MVP, interview who you want to interview. Because I agree, the top dragon interview makes more sense because he's the new player on the team. But you know, you don't have to tie those two things together. But
탑드래곤 선수도 영웅폭이 날이 갈수록
Is what it
넓어지는
is.
선수잖아요.
저 맨 처음에 믿기시지 않겠지만 불피적인 그 출신이었거든요.
I mean, top dragon did have a good series as well. Don't want to discredit him as, but you know, I think Aid,
진짜 많이 들었어요.
really the star of this
그리고
match.
이제 해외 지역에
was Aid.
가서
They're like
경기를
outrageously
뛰었던
good
탑드래곤
performance.
선수인데 한국 지역으로 복귀를 했습니다.
심지어 뭐 아무리 본인이 영어 공부를 많이 했다고 해도 약간의 버퍼링이 걸릴 수 있잖아요. 콜하다 보면은.
예.
근데 이제 콜에 버퍼링이 없는 한국집을 왔는데.
아 그렇죠.
더 날아오를 수 있을 겁니다.
But if you get MVP, won't it feel shit if you don't get the interview? I think most of the players really don't care about the interviews that much. You know, it's very much a production and a broadcast thing for players. You know, if you gave the players the options to never be interviewed, I think most of them would take it. It's the opposite problem you have, where to try and wrangle people is more of the work.
네, 오늘의 두 번째 경기 웨이가 3대1로 깔끔하게 승리를 가져갑니다. 승리 축하드립니다.
감사합니다.
네, 자 오늘의 POTM은 탑드래곤 선수가 차지하게 됐는데요. 자 웨이 오늘 정말 깔끔하게 승리를 가져가게 됐어요. 승리 소감 들어볼까요?
All right. So that's the end of our Korean versus Korean matches, and now the West are going to enter the fray. Nightmare to kick us off. So I'm gonna go. Let me go grab a drink. Let me top up my water. I've probably not been drinking enough water this morning. But let me do that because I want to be. I don't want to miss it. Don't want to miss a second of this next one. Don't want to miss a second.
내어주긴 했지만 관객분들의 호응이 대단했어요. 순수
Right,
재미가
I'll turn it up in case anyone doesn't speak Korean,
말이
but I'll be
있었는데
right back.
자, 오늘 포커페이스 어떤 점이 좀 까다롭게 느껴졌을까요?
일단 에이스인 스핀트 선수가 좀 까다로웠고 아무래도 그래서 이제 약간 그런 템포에 계속 말리다 보니까 전반적으로 밀린 게 아닌가 싶습니다.
그렇긴 하지만 오늘도 좋은 모습 보여주면서 승리를 가져가게 되었죠. 자, 탑드래곤 선수, 후아요 선수 자리에 들어오면서 약간의 부담감도 있었을 것 같은데 오늘 그 부담감 전혀 느껴지지 않았어요. 바로 POTM을 가져가는 모습 보여줬습니다. 오늘 좀 소감 들어볼까요?
사실 에이드 선수가 받을 줄 알긴 했는데
네.
그래도 그 후아요 선수가 간 만큼 그래도 후아유 선수의 장점도 있지만 저만의 장점도 있으니까 거기로 잘 살려가지고 잘 한 것 같습니다.
네, 앞으로 또 한국 팬분들 그리고 웨이 팬분들에게 또 많이 인사를 드리게 될 텐데 팬분들께도 한 말씀 부탁드립니다.
일단 이렇게 웨이에 들어오게 돼가지고 되게 기쁘고 같이 하자고 해준 애들한테도 되게 고맙고 그래서 최대한 좋은 모습 보여드릴 수 있게 열심히 하겠습니다. 응원해주시면 감사하겠습니다.
네, 자 그렇습니다. 그리고 또 사전 인터뷰 때 페피 선수가 우리 탑드래곤 선수가 들어온 이후에 더 넓어진 영웅폭으로 다양한 전술이 가능할 것 같다. 기대 많이 해주셔라라고 말씀을 해주셨는데 탑드래곤 선수가 보는 웨이팀 어떤 팀일까요?
일단 전 개인적으로 분위기가 진짜 다른 팀보다 월등히 좋다고 생각하고 물론 다른 팀도 되게 좋지만 그래서 일단 분위기 자체가 좋기 때문에 애들 서로 믿어주고 해서 뭘 해도 되는 그런 팀 같아요.
팀 분위기가 워낙 좋기 때문에 뭘 해도 될 팀이다 이렇게 또 말씀을 해주셨습니다. 자 그리고 이제 4경기 때 버투스 프로와의 경기가 예정돼 있는데요. 제가 살짝 듣기로는 버투스 프로의 기세가 만만치 않다고 해요. 다 이겨버리겠다라는 기세로 지금 올라오고 있다고 하는데 버투스 프로에게 한마디 해주시죠.
버투스 프로가 3대 0으로 저희 이긴다고 인터뷰 하셨던데 저희가 역으로 3대 0으로 이겨보도록 하겠습니다.
역으로 우리가 3대 0으로 이길 테니까 잠깐만 기다리고 있어라. 이따 보자 라고 말씀 들어봤습니다. 자 이렇게 오늘 웨이팀의 탑드래곤 선수와 인터뷰는 여기서 마치도록 할 거고요. 저희는 다음 경기로 돌아올 텐데요. 나이트메어와 T1의 경기로 돌아오겠습니다.
김밥. 앞에 막아줄게 이거.
하나 오른쪽에 하나 오른쪽에.
나 간다.
나이스.
Oh, thank you, Lettuce, as well. Happy birthday. It's not my birthday, but thank you. Appreciate for 12 months. Alright, let me cut the VOD before I forget.